There are so many wonderful women in the WNBA, and I get a chance to talk to one of them today. Her name is Erica Wheeler. She's a WNBA player for the Indiana Fever, and she was also the first WNBA player who was undrafted to be named the All-Star Game MVP, and she joins me now. Hi, Erica. Thanks for talking to us today.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here for sure.
So just take us back to the beginning. Football was your passion, but then you ended up playing basketball. So can you take us through that journey and sort of how you kind of came to be a basketball player?
Like as you said, for my first love was football, and just wanted to be competitive. And as you get older, football that kind of dies out because you get older and getting hit. It's as a girl, it doesn't work out. So for me, basketball still allowed me to be competitive with the guys. So more so like, okay, I probably can take this serious and go to college and finally maybe become a pro. So that's when it kind of all started.
You played at Rutgers University. Can you tell us sort of how you are able to overcome some of the challenges in your path of becoming a basketball player?
I think one of the biggest challenges was just leaving home at an early age, being able to go to college. Because me and my family, my mom and my sisters, we were a tight-knit group. So for me to leave at, to go to Rutgers in New Jersey, a million miles away from Miami, it was tough because I knew that anytime I had an issue, I knew I can go home and, talk to my mom or call my sisters. But not being able to have them present, it was moments where it got tough, where it's just like, do I really want to do this? And then you have to balance school, workouts, games, being able to stay on top of study, because it's just not only about basketball, you want to have good grades too as well. And my coach at the time was Auntie Vivian Stringer, and she thrived on making good grades. If you didn't make good grades, you wasn't going to play. So being able to try to balance that and then missing my family, like, it was a challenge within itself.
How are you using your voice and your platform to encourage the next generation of women basketball players?
Well, for me, my main goal is to always empower. Like, I think everybody gets so wrapped up with, having a journey or chasing a goal in a certain way, in the right way. And I just tell everybody, like, everybody's journey is different. Some are harder, some are easier. Sometimes you may have to climb through the window instead of walking through the front door. The journey wasn't easy. I didn't get drafted. Nothing was handed to me. Everything that I've gotten, that I'm getting, I worked for it. So my main goal is just inspire the youth mainly, because that's what we needed at the most, to let them know, like, you can be anything you want to be, put your mind to it. And just because you get a couple of no's along the way, that don't mean you stop.
If there was one thing that you could pick in terms of, what would help the growth of women's basketball, whether it's at the varsity or WNBA level, what would that one thing be to you?
I would have to say the equal pay. For me, it's more so like, we're not expecting 200 million, 300 million, but I think at minimum $1 million should be in the conversation. And then yes, you have NIL deals that's, taking over and doing a lot of things for the college students. But even at the pro level, the highest paid player was me last year when it comes to base salary. And that was at $248,000. And even still, like, for the more, that's our salary base that year, but that doesn't mean that's all the money we have. So that's also where I feel like most kids are just like, oh, the WNBA, if you go to the WNBA, you take a pay cut. But in reality, it's just like, it's not a pay cut. That's just one paycheck we get. I have multiple sources of incomes that we work just as hard as the guys do. And the guys even talk of our big brothers. We call them NBA guys, our big brothers, like Chris Paul, LeBron. They advocating for us to say these women deserve more money.
You've been in the league for a while now, and you also play overseas, and you're definitely a veteran. What are you most excited to see coming from the next generation of women in basketball? We have Caitlin Clark, we have Angel Reese, we have JuJu Watkins. What are you excited to see coming up next?
Honestly, I think they're already changing the game. They're doing it in college. I think my biggest thing would be just how they would be able to transition to the WNBA and still keep the momentum. Because they have it right now, like, they are killing it.
And lastly, what's your message for girls who are thinking of dropping out of sport?
I think sports kind of help you get that discipline, that team mentality. And also, like, within life, you're going to go through challenges. And sports kind of help you, attack them challenges in certain ways. Don't give up on the sports, don't give up on anything. If you feel like you have a passion for it, keep pushing through it. And that breakthrough going to come through.
Erica, I love your story. Thank you so much for joining us, and all the best for the upcoming WNBA season.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Love what you're doing. Love that you're highlighting women. So kudos to you. Appreciate you. Keep telling the stories the way you are. We appreciate it for sure.